What's going on, guys? I have brought on a very special guest, friend now, client as well, syndicate member. I wanted to bring him on, Kyle Demyan. It's Demyan, right? Demyan.
You got it. It
Oh,
usually gets butchered, so I'm impressed.
We've known each other for a while, and I still am
Yeah.
like, it's
No,
the
you
Y,
got it.
right? It's the Y.
Yeah.
Wanted to bring you on, man. I wanted to maybe you could give the people that don't know who you are. I mean, a little background story of where you've come from, your insurance journey, if you will.
Yeah.
Maybe let us know how long you've been in the insurance space, primary policies you've been going after, how have you been generating your business prior to obviously getting into the syndicate.
Yeah, for sure. So I originally got licensed and joined the industry back in June of 2018. So kind of been licensed for about 4 years, but I really say that like my business actually started in 2021, about the summer, probably like June of 2021. Prior IMO I was with didn't really believe in leads. It was all organic, friends, family, network. At the time, I was like 21, fresh out of college, and was recruited in by my family. So there went like half of my network as far as my family goes. So I was just left to friends, and my friends were all in college. Didn't really believe in life insurance, and I still had a lot of developing to do as an individual. So I was really just part-time my first 2-3 years in the insurance industry. And then in about June of 2021, I went full-time, and now I've been full-time ever since. And lead generation I've done is just paying for leads, working internet leads, whether that's life insurance, final expense, mortgage, kind of done it all. And also I've done a little bit of stuff on like social media, TikTok, Instagram, more so trying to promote like financial like strategies, financial tips, and then help people in that respect, then help them with insurance products where it deems fit as well for them too. So kind of done a little bit of everything, but been now with Unreal Syndicate, Transfer Syndicate. There we go. Unreal Syndicate now for what? Probably going on about 2 months.
Yeah, I think you're just shy of 2 months now.
Yeah.
Maybe you could give us a little bit of, what were you doing in respects of leads before you joined the syndicate? How are you generating your business mainly before you joining?
Yeah, it was buying hundreds, sometimes thousands of leads, and then just dialing all day. Our mantra was kind of like 1,000 dials a day, or one family helps. Like that's how you had a successful day. So I've done that the majority of the last year and a half, and then meeting you and getting into the syndicate has been almost like a relief, as far as me not having to just sit there and pound the phones all day. Now I could just kind of sit back and wait for them to come in. And now I'm running more appointments in a week than I did prior. My lead spend weekly is probably about the same, if not maybe a little bit less, just to run similar appointments. And not having to chase people really too much, because they're coming into me. Where prior you're dialing out and you might not catch them at the right time. They're like making dinner, doing the dishes, they're running around babysitting their 3 kids or their 3 grandkids. Call me back later, and you call them back later, and what happens 50% of the time? They don't pick up, right? And then it's like, all right, I'll try you tomorrow at in the evening. So really it's just been nice to be able to answer the phone and someone's there just ready to talk.
What specific maybe results have you gotten? It doesn't have to be monetary, but even educational, through the guys in the syndicate, the network there. Maybe you can speak on some things that you've taken and been able to implement. Because actually, before you get into that, I'd like to note that, Kyle, you've been amazing at taking a quick conversation with somebody and implementing it. Like you really listen. You really listen, and you take notes and you implement it from the start of onboarding to going through the onboarding course to literally taking as many notes as you possibly could to your first call being identical to the frameworks that we put out and wanted you to take on, which was truly amazing. So maybe you could speak on to some of the educational growth factors that you've gotten out of the syndicate. And then I'll ask you a couple more questions, and we'll get going, because I know you got to get on the phone for calls soon.
Yeah. So I'm a big believer in a lead is a lead. So as far as like monetary results, like based on an appointment run basis, I'm making the same money I was as when I was just running appointments and just dialing my face off, right? But
Yeah.
now I've got some more time freedom kind of back to me where I can focus on building an agency, more marketing, social media wise, and bringing in organic traffic.
Yeah.
But the biggest takeaway, the biggest value I've gotten out of the syndicate is just the education, the coaching, some of our meetings, being in a group of other like hungry, coachable individuals where we're all providing value and helping each other out has been the coolest thing ever, I think. As far as, me, with what you were talking about in taking and implementing, some of the things from the other people, I've always been a big believer that like, I'm not the best one in this industry, not by far, but like I can learn from some of the best and people that are doing better than me. Like there's a reason, so I grew up playing sports. So I was coachable then. And I always relate business back to sports again. Right. So just being coachable from people that are, in places that I want to be, in business, doing really well, it makes sense for me to listen to them and then take some of the things that they're doing and then just implement it back into my business, right? Because there's a reason why they're being successful. And usually it's mindset, framework, structure. And that's what I've gotten most from our calls with other people amongst the group is that's just the areas they're better than me in with their mindset, framework, and structure. And then just implementing some of their, their verbiage, their mindset at the beginning of a call, like, and another thing, selling yourself, which I learned from Antoine. Like I would go through the calls and I'm not really selling myself, which that was probably the biggest click I had is like, why should the person on the other line be getting their life insurance through me rather than from the next guy to call them, right? Like, no, I'm going to be here to help your family, right? Like I take pride in my business. I want to be able to answer their calls. I will answer their calls. And it's like, how do they ever know that if I don't tell them though? Like I'm your guy, right? You're stuck with me the rest of your life, right? And I hope you live another 20, 30 years. I'm going to be here for you. And sometimes my age comes up in the conversation. Sometimes it doesn't, but it's like, oh yeah, you're really going to be here? And it's like, yeah, I'm 25, you're 60, right?
I'm going to outlive you.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to outlive me, but if you do, we'll pass down my business to someone that'll be able to take care of you for
sure. Maybe you could just speak on like, what would you say the difference between the syndicate and any other coaching or lead programs you've taken? And would you recommend people applying, and why would you recommend them applying?
Mm-hmm. I've tried just about, I feel like every other lead vendor at least once, right? I'm like, hey, I'll give them a try, see if there's anything that's any better. The quality is basically the same no matter where you go. Number one, with other companies, you're more or less just a number, right? Like, okay, cool, we got another client. Here, like the fact that I'm even on a call with you right now just shows the differences. You know what I mean? Like I haven't talked to any other, manager, CEO of any other lead company, like that. None of them have ever reached out to me. A couple of them give you an account manager, which I thought was cool about them. And then I met you and Unreal and then the Transfer Syndicate. And it's like just ongoing support, connection, outreach. And I think that's the biggest thing, right? Is having somebody that you can actually collaborate and work with instead of just being another person in their pool of agents that they can send leads to,
That's why we created the syndicate, so I could have my hand in, right? And take the time and be able to jump on calls with you guys whenever deemed fit. And that's what I'm truly loving about it is that I can have my hand with everybody in the syndicate. It's a pretty tight-knit group of people, but I'm doing that so I can have that time with you guys as well, right? Would you recommend somebody applying, and who would that type of person be?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've already recommended it to two of my buddies. One joined, the other one, his schedule is a little bit crazy. So I don't know if he'd be able to, be as maybe consistent as we want somebody in the group. But number one, someone that's consistent, someone that's coachable, right? I was coachable. It's helped my business. I feel like the majority, everyone in our group is coachable, right? So just coming in, knowing that, you don't know it all and that you can learn some things from other people, and just being open-minded for feedback to how you can improve. And then just being able to, I don't know, just if you're looking for a group of people that are hungry, coachable, growing, always expanding, looking to make more money, right, and grow your business, and you can be consistent, day in and day out, I think this would make sense for you, especially if you're looking for, sometimes the conversation is like, where is my next lead going to come in from? And this is basically all automated. You just sit there and you take calls where there's a lead waiting to talk to you. There's an appointment for you. You don't have to go book your appointments. Yeah. So that's who would be a great fit for our group. Yeah.
My man. Well, I appreciate you jumping on. I won't keep you much longer. You got to get to calls here soon. So
yeah, 15 minutes.
Thank you. And I'm excited to see the growth in future months to come and years to come, my guys. So we'll see you on the other side. We'll see you back on calls. We'll talk to you later, man.
Sweet. Thanks, Chase. See ya.